If you are in the market for a V8 powered towing machine with seating for 7 or more, well, the Nissan has an Armada to sell you. The Armada has been with us since 2004, back when we called it the Pathfinder Armada. Now, it dropped the Pathfinder moniker a year later, but it has since soldiered on as Nissan's full-size utility vehicle, and it's distinguished by the throaty and thirsty V8 under its hood. After leaning on the first generation for an astounding 12 years, Nissan finally redesigned the Armada for 2016, and it's been refreshed for this year, 2021. Now, things have gotten a whole lot fancier in there since 2004, but the V8 still remains stronger than ever. We want to find out if the Armada remains a compelling option against the redesigned Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon. But first, if you're new to CarGurus, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit that little bell icon so you get an update every time we publish a new video. Now let's climb aboard. The old Armada was a towing machine, and unfortunately it really felt like it on the inside. Everything revolved around the big engine, and so things like interior space, comfort, technology, definitely technology, it was all tossed aside as an afterthought. But with the 2021 refresh, the technology gets a major upgrade. Front and center, there's a 12.3-inch display standard across all trims. We're projecting Android Auto thanks to this handy USB-C cable, but if I had an iPhone, I'd be enjoying wireless Apple CarPlay. With our Platinum trim, we also get wireless phone charging, onboard navigation, Sirius XM satellite radio, and Nissan Connect, a subscription-based convenience hub that will help me find everything from the best price on gas to the closest bar. These graphics are sharp, the touch sensitivity is great, and the volume and tuning knobs are very responsive. As impressive as this screen is, it is a bit form over function, because while it may be a foot wide, only about this much of it is actually a touchscreen. This other side just shows information, and most of what it can be customized to show is redundant. We see this practice a lot, particularly with wide screens. It's very similar to the frustrations I had when reviewing the 2021 Toyota Highlander. The important thing to remember is that this remains a massive upgrade over the outgoing infotainment system. The rest of the interior space does feel pretty similar to the 2020 pre-refresh model. The front seats aren't nearly adjustable enough for my taste, particularly with regards to thigh support. The steering wheel features Nissan's updated logo, but could stand to be a bit beefier. When I'm in command of a 5.6-liter V8 engine, I just want something a little chunkier in my hands. Now, I do appreciate that it has a traditional shift lever, and I think all of this space looks really slick when it's closed up. Very nice, but we could use maybe some more creative thinking to free up a little extra storage space. The GMC Yukon has that great sliding center console. But all in all, I had no problem taking the Armada for a 5-hour road trip. And as good as things are up front, they're arguably better in the back seat. Take this for instance. Now, the center console is just awkward enough for the front passengers to open, but if you're in the back, you press this little button, and voila, little Timmy and Tommy, they've got clear access to those goldfish that Dad hid up there. Nissan was kind enough to loan me a 2021 Rogue SV, you know, the one everyone will actually buy. And I annoyed pretty much everyone by complaining about that trim's infotainment system build quality. So really, I should not be surprised that this time around Nissan has set us up with a top-of-the-line Platinum trim. That means the second row gets big, comfy captain's chairs with this impressive center console between them and these entertainment screens built into the headrests. If you have 3 kids and an Armada, rest assured there will be fights about who gets to sit up here. And it's just not easy being the youngest of 3 kids. I can say that from experience. And now, I can also say from experience that if you do have enough children that someone's always going to have to sit in the 3rd row, then the Armada might not be the best car for you. Yes, you can fold up a child and store them here for short trips, but you won't be left with much trunk space for their things, only 16.5 cubic feet behind the third row. Or, as I like to call it, less than a Hyundai Venue. Now, years ago, I went on a ski trip with some friends and I pleaded that we rent a minivan, something big and practical. But Bobby's plane landed first, and he picked an Armada, which is big, but not for 5 grown men and their skis. I'll let you guess who sat in the back. Can you believe we haven't even talked about the exterior yet? The Armada is big and bold out here. The redesign introduces a new face, complete with Nissan's handsome V-Motion grille and these terrific headlights. There are more than 50 LEDs in this array, and at the back there are more than 70 LEDs in each of the combination taillights. The wheels on our Platinum test car are simply massive. 22 inches, gunmetal, machined. These belong on a luxury car. This chrome strip of trim runs down the side, up around the D-pillar, along the roofline, across the windshield, all before doing it again on the other side of the car. It's really a classy look. We have a big V8 badge here, just in case there was any confusion. The side steps, they're almost mandatory. One detail I really dislike is this massive rear bumper. And sure, it might make a pretty convenient seat when you're trying to muscle on your ski boots, but more often it's just gonna get in the way when you're trying to load up the rear. Every Armada has a 5.6 liter V8 engine. And I don't mean every 2021 Armada, I mean literally every single Armada, because in some shape or form, this is the same engine Nissan has been putting into the Armada since 2004, and it's the only option. The guts have been juiced up a bit this year, and it now makes 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque, and it needs all of it. This truck weighs nearly 3 tons. It wallows through corners and pounds over broken pavement, to the point that I wish our test car had 20 or even 18-inch wheels rather than those 22s. Yet it doesn't feel nearly as big as other full-size SUVs. Compared to the GMC Yukon, this has been a breeze to drive, especially on the highway. It's not as smooth or as refined as the Yukon was, but it feels a lot smaller and is a lot easier to handle behind the wheel. Plus, it's quiet, like really quiet. We have Nissan's acoustic windshield to thank for that. And you can thank the V8 for draining your wallet every few hundred miles. With a 7-speed automatic transmission rather than the 9-speed unit that's going into the new Frontier and Pathfinder, the Armada's powertrain is stout, and it contributes to a best-in-class towing capacity of up to 8,500 pounds. Now, V8 engines that have been in service for 2 decades, they don't exactly have a reputation for frugality, and the Armada's is no different. The EPA estimates that our 2-wheel drive test vehicle should get 14 miles per gallon city, 19 highway, 16 in combined driving. That is not good, but such is life with a tow vehicle. Now luckily, Nissan has loaded up the Armada with some advanced safety features, all under the umbrella of the company's Nissan Safety Shield 360. Now standard across the trim lineup, this suite of features includes everything from automatic emergency braking to blind spot monitoring. The Armada SL and Platinum also get a surround view camera, although the graphics are pretty grainy. The Armada isn't exactly cutting edge, so I wouldn't say I was expecting flying colors from the NHTSA's crash tests. It managed 4 out of 5 overall in 2020, but worth noting that it did only 3 out of 5 for the rollover test and 2 out of 5 for frontal crash protection on the driver's side. Let's get right to it. The Armada is a truck designed for towing big, heavy objects. It's not alone in that regard. And the competition is tough. The Tahoe, the Yukon, the Chevy Suburban, Ford Expedition. Oh, and pretty much every pickup truck on the market. This one isn't particularly cheap, with an as-tested price north of $68,000, and even lower tier trims cost a fair bit too. The SV trim starts at $52,600. And at that price, or at this price, are you thinking Armada, or is your money more likely headed to the competition? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel, and if you'd like to read a full review of the 2021 Nissan Armada, head to cargurus.com.